Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'd like to tell you a little story, but before I do, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Have you ever asked yourself, is there more to this life? Is there anything you could do or more that you could do rather than what you are doing? You see, I asked myself these questions, but I never really looked closely. I never really listened. I ignored them and got on with my life. Until the unexpected happened. Something that I would have never dreamt of in 100 years. On the 1st of October 2012, I found myself on the streets. I had no money, I had no job, I had no income. I had to start all over again. I had to start from scratch. My life, as I knew it, ended in just a few seconds. So then I had to re-ask myself those questions. So now I'm going to ask you another question. Are you satisfied with your life? And now, if you are, if the answer is yes, do yourself a big favor, stop this video or keep scrolling, because if you're satisfied, then there's nothing to change. But if the answer happens to be no, I'm not satisfied, then maybe now would be a good time to look at it. Now, there could be many different reasons why we don't ask those questions, why you haven't, or you haven't given them enough time. And in my experience, time was an element, a common element in all the reasons that I was thinking of to not take action, to not move towards what I always wanted. Now, my first reason was I'm too old. It's too late. I have no credentials. And that was really a biggie for me. So it is kind of, how dare you start something of your own? The other could be that many of you have a family and you have children, and a family needs time and dedication, and rightly so. So you'll have limited time. Or maybe your dream is impossible. I certainly said that to myself. My dream is impossible. It's too out there. But here's the thing, and that's what I realized, is that we've all done scary things. Think about it just for a little moment. Is there one scary thing you can think of that you've done? I can think of several. But I like to refer to taking our first step, walking. Now, not many of us remember walking. I don't. But we had to take the first step. We fell, we got up again, and we fell again. The thing is, as children, we didn't have any thinking about the walking. We weren't conditioned to be afraid. We just did it. Now, as we get older, we get conditioned. But still, there are still things that you have done, I'm sure that you have done, that were frightening. Like, for example, going for an interview, starting a new job, going for an exam, cooking an extravagant meal, something that you've never done, and inviting loads of people home. But somehow you found the tools within you to do it, to go ahead and do it. Now, here's the thing, this applies to everything else. In the same moments that you did that so-called scary thing, applies to everything in our life, because thoughts and feelings are not an indication of the outer world. That is, they're not telling you anything about the interview, the exam, the meal you have to cook, maybe the uncomfortable conversation that you have to have. Your feelings are telling you, are an indication of your inner world and the thinking that you have about whatever it is that needs to be done. So when we actually did when you actually did what you did, you just rose above your feelings and your thinking. You felt uncomfortable, but you did it anyway. Now, this applies to any scary thing or to anything that we deem as scary. It's exactly the same, there's no difference. It's taking the first step towards a life that you've always wished or maybe you dreamed to have for yourself. Now, and this is really wonderful. If you're still watching, this could easily be your first step. It's that simple. Thanks for listening. See you. Bye.